Yeah, so I do have like some like I've been experiencing some like back pain, specifically like in my lats, and I think it's because of all like the amazing amount of pull-ups that I can do.
Oh my god,
That
dude.
like I think I'm like Midoriya from My Hero Academia,
Oh my god.
where like I'm too strong for my body to handle.
Shut up. Dude. You're insane.
Anyway, how
You're
you
insane.
been? How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm sad
Why?
because there's only two of us today.
Yep.
Yeah, James.
Unfortunately, there's only two of us on this episode today.
James is off world at the moment.
Yeah.
we can't get into it, but he's off world at the moment. He's not gone.
Yeah.
He's definitely not forgotten.
No.
Because nobody can forget just how much of a jerk he is.
Or how handsome he is.
Sure. But yeah, no. So it's just gonna be me and the bro for today's episode.
Yes.
Just kind of hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we miss you guys.
Yeah.
And we know you miss us.
And we have to keep this train rolling still.
Yeah. Even if it's off the tracks and we're going down the hill.
Yeah. Or it's on fire.
Yeah. Especially if it's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looks cooler that way, right?
That's how I want to go out.
on fire in a train.
Actually, that sounds horrible.
That sounds awesome,
That
dude.
sounds horrible.
As long as you're not like actually burning, like maybe like the front is like is like on fire, but like you're not. You know what I mean? Like you're like in the back where the fire's not happening.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, I can do that. If I'm far away from the fire, yeah, okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah. All right.
that's
Fire.
it. Yeah. So how you been, man?
Good. I've been good. Oh, by the way, this is the Dynamic Trio podcast with only two people, so
Yes.
that name is a little weird for this episode, but yeah.
I feel like we should just replace James. I feel like with like a woman.
Oh, I thought you meant like us individually should replace James. I'm like, we're gonna duplicate ourselves or something?
Why would we do that?
I don't know, man. I thought that's what you were saying.
Why would I say that? I'm
I don't know. You like science fiction?
not that much.
All right, whatever, dude.
Preferably somebody a little ethnic.
Dude. You just want a new person, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, how was your weekend?
It was good. You know what? You and me, we had a little mini boys trip to
Yeah.
go see a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we saw episode Nagi, which is like the Blue Lock movie, which if you don't know, it's my favorite anime of all time.
Yes.
And that doesn't really mean anything because I don't watch a lot of anime.
Wait, really?
Not really. Like we grew up on Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously. Not
Yeah.
obviously, but we grew up on those. And then Blue Lock's my favorite. I'm slowly working through One Piece.
Yeah.
Kaiju number 8's okay. There's one I like called Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah, for me, that's already a lot.
That's not a lot by most standards.
But yeah, if you're like a super anime nerd, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a lot by like that standard. But for my standards, because I've only seen Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
No, but I've also seen My Hero, and My Hero is really good.
Yeah. My Hero. How could I forget My Hero? My Hero's fantastic.
Yeah, and then like you put me onto Blue Lock, and the first season was whack.
Until
I saw the movie.
you saw the movie.
The movie was actually really good.
The movie
dude.
was legit.
The movie was fire. It made me appreciate the show in a different way that I didn't before. Because, dude, before I just wanted to like roast it, just to roast it.
Yeah, and you did, and it infuriated me every single time.
But it was also not great. I was like, in my opinion.
And that's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. That's valid. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Yeah. But the movie did get me psyched for season 2.
Dude, season 2 is going to be
Season 2 is going to
Unreal.
be
Unreal.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah, season 2 is going to be unreal. Actually, there was some I just saw today on Instagram. There was some leaked footage of just Nagi.
What's the leaked footage? It's cartoons.
I know, but
it's drawings.
somebody leaked a little shot, or maybe they did it on purpose. But
Yeah.
it was him about to go into a match on Team Blue Lock,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "I'm Shinichiro Nagi, and I'm gonna like devour the world." And I'm just like, "Oh my god,
He's different now.
He's different, dude.
He has a bigger ego.
it's bigger than ever before."
Yeah.
But you know what's one of my favorite things about this character? You know what's one of my overall favorite things about just Blue Lock in general?
What?
Just all the smack that the characters talk.
Yeah.
They don't care about human life.
No.
They will just because like on this, like, if you don't know, Blue Lock is about like it's actually inspired by like how in the real world Japan has never won a World Cup.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
They haven't won a single one.
I don't think so. They've been slowly like making their way, like, and like every few years they progress a little bit further, but they can never beat like the top 16.
Every year I kind of like whenever they do the World Cup, I'm always rooting for them. Like weirdly enough.
Yeah, no, like I get it because like they're like a powerhouse in so many other ways, like in culture and in a lot of other sports, like in baseball and stuff. And I think they do really well at the Olympics.
Yeah.
So and it's like our favorite sport, so it kind of makes sense that you would kind of root for them.
They also were the ones that gave us Pokemon.
They were, yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
You got to represent.
You got to represent. But yeah, no, and so it's like inspired by like the real like that and how it's just like what Japan needs is like a superstar striker. We need a Ronaldo. We need a Messi.
Yeah.
We need a Neymar.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, his name is Chimpachi Ego, and he's like, I'm gonna get these 300 high schoolers. They're the best forwards, and I'm gonna make them that superstar.
Yeah.
And it's like a last man standing battle royale.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like it gets wild. They put them through like weird tests and just like trying to find the best one.
Yeah.
They do like some psychological stuff where it's like they have you thinking that you're at the bottom and stuff when you're really not.
Yeah, that's
like
a twist, but that's a spoiler. But you know, it's whatever.
Oh yeah, it is. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's been out for a while.
It's been out for like
apparently super popular now. Whatever.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get more. But yeah, no. And then the movie that came out was like a prequel of sorts.
Yeah.
Because one of the characters that really stood out was this guy Nagi, who has white hair, and if you know anything about anime, you know he's OP.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's like his story a little bit, trying to understand him as a character a little bit more, and like his beginning, because everyone's been playing since they were like 5.
Yeah.
He only started playing like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And he's
like top contender in the world right now.
Yes, he really is.
Yeah.
Like he's a monster, and he talks the most crap out of all of them.
Yes.
Actually, maybe Bartos talks more. But anyway, we saw the movie, and
it was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
I was low-key kind of surprised that we were able to get like a group together for it.
Same. When I shot it out to the group chat, like, hey guys, there's this movie coming out. I'm gonna go see it. You guys are welcome to come along. I thought everybody was gonna leave me on red.
Yeah.
Straight up. But then
in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be you, me, and like maybe one other person.
Yeah.
But dude, people showed up.
It was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and there was even one person that like really wanted to go and was upset that they didn't go
because they had a baby shower.
Yeah.
Her sister had a baby.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to go.
It's like, don't drag me to this. I want to go see cartoons with my friends.
He's a father.
He's a father of like 2.
Yeah,
he's like a father at like AF.
I know, and like you were like teasing him, you were like texting him, like
Yeah.
I saw you in the movie theater, like you took a picture of the screen,
Yeah.
and you were like, why aren't you here?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm here. How are you not here?
Yeah, I felt honestly like if he wants to go see it again, I'll be get out and go see it
Yeah.
again. Because actually, there was an after credit scene that we missed.
I thought you said there wasn't one.
I forgot that there was.
I brought it up in the theater. I was like,
didn't
is there an
hear
after
you.
credit scene? And no, you did hear me
Oh,
because
I
you
did.
were like, this isn't Marvel, you freak.
Yeah, but
then you spit in my face. And you
True.
called me a slur.
How is that going to get through?
As long as we don't actually say the slur.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of funny. There was an after credit scene where you actually got to see some of the characters from season 2,
Oh.
and I'm really upset.
like a sneak peek preview.
Kind of. It was all from Rail's perspective, where they're like in the tunnels heading to like another match or something, and it's like the other characters who haven't really spoken yet, like who are all going to be about. They're lethal, by the way, because I read ahead in the manga a little bit.
Yeah.
There are some monsters coming up.
Oh, dang.
There are some abominations coming up, and one of them is an absolute pervert. Anyway,
No.
and
You just made me not want to watch it no more.
that's just what I'm calling him.
Yeah.
His whole thing is that he's like explosive.
Okay.
And that he's like Nagi but faster, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Faster.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm actually hyped for season 2.
Yeah. So yeah, that was what we did. Then we saw the movie. Then we hung out with some people afterwards. And
Yeah.
You got hammered
I did. I'm still hungover.
2 days later.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I was tired the day afterwards, but now it's like the second day and I finally got the headache. And dude, it's headaching, man. It's headaching.
Bro, get some liquid IV.
I had a coconut water
Okay, that helps.
and it still wasn't enough.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, that got me hyped for season 2. But you know what I'm not hyped for?
Huh.
These presidential candidates.
I'm embarrassed.
Dude, it's rough.
They get worse every year.
They do. Every time it happens, it gets worse.
Yeah, and there were moments where I would see Trump, and I don't like Trump, but I would see like when Biden was just rambling,
Yeah.
getting through 3 thoughts
Yeah.
before finishing the previous thought.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at even he look at like, what are we doing here,
Yeah,
guys?
he's like-
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah, like I'm up here, but like, why did this happen?
Why am I up here, but I feel lower than ever?
It's like, who let this happen?
He just wants to play golf.
Dude, he can't play golf. Dude. He just wants to sit in a rocking chair and just be good with that.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he just wants to sit next to his wife who hates him.
Yeah. But you have to kind of respect Trump in a certain sense because he didn't roast him the entire time about not being able to keep up. He called him out once. For him to only call him out once, he held back. And you have to give him respect in that regard.
I remember at one point, Joe just randomly was like, "You're a criminal, like you're a felon," and then he just easily bounced back with, "So is your son."
Yeah, and he did. Yeah. He's like, "So is your son." You have nowhere to like. You have no place to speak on this.
Yeah, no place to stand on. Like the only reason you're standing is coke that you got from your son, probably.
Yeah, probably.
And just coke and Adderall. That's the only thing.
It's got to be. There's no way.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too to like watch the debates and stuff, and they'll be like talking. And you see the question on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking about some completely different thing. It'll be like, how do you feel about the immigration problem? And then he's just talking to him about like how he banged like a porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, there's no way. There's no way.
Oh, God, it's so sad. I was on X, formerly known as Twitter, while it was happening, and everyone, it's just the same memes every time.
Yeah.
But they still hit because the dread is real.
Yeah.
It's just like that like meme of Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons just being like, "I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger." Yeah.
Yeah, that's every single one of
Because
those.
it's so accurate, man.
Yeah, no, like you don't feel good walking away.
No, you don't. You
Like-
don't feel good watching it. You don't feel good like you're like these are our choices. But there is a third choice.
There is a third choice that nobody seems to take seriously, and this is the like emergency, like break the glass.
Yeah.
In emergency break glass situation where
Yeah.
like let's just bring in the third.
And
I
he's
don't
a
even know.
Kennedy.
He's a Kennedy. Oh, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good though.
He was on George Janko's podcast, and I listened to the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, this guy's kind of got like some ideas, and like kind of, I'm a little down for.
Okay, I don't know anything about him actually, but a Kennedy. Yeah,
It does kind of give me like a weird feeling.
yeah, something
knowing that it's a Kennedy.
It's a Kennedy.
Yeah,
They're a weird family.
they are. I agree.
I'm pretty sure it was this family where like they had somebody in their family who was I think like developmentally disabled, and they just like never showed her.
Oh, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they like hid her away. Yeah,
so sad.
it's so sad.
That is so sad.
Actually, and I think she wasn't born that way. I think she was in an accident that like left her that way. I think. I'm not sure. I have my laptop next to me, but I'm not gonna look it up. But either way, they did abuse a family member for just being disabled.
Oh,
you know what I
no.
mean? And that's just it's just like that old money.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that like every president's from like old money in some way.
Yeah.
But like still,
Yeah.
something about like we did this.
Yeah.
You guys don't survive.
Yeah. You guys don't have a good track record with living. With staying alive.
Like you guys make more enemies than friends.
Yeah. But I like seeing the comparison on Twitter to like the debates of 2008 when Obama was going against McCain. And you just
Yeah.
see that they're like respectful.
Yeah,
Like
like-
they show up, they shake hands.
Yeah.
They're like, they're good. You know?
like there is mutual respect.
Exactly.
Kind of.
And there was one clip in particular where I was like, okay, this is respect at its finest. It was, you know how like sometimes they'll go to like the crowd and they'll like ask them, like the crowd will ask the presidents questions and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So this one girl was talking and she was saying that like, she basically was going into the conspiracy that Obama is not from here.
Right.
And she brought it up to McCain, and he was just like, ma'am, no, that's not true. He's a great man. He's a great family man. And the girl was like, wait, what? Like she was like fully expecting him to be like, yes, speak your truth or something.
She was waiting for Trump.
Yeah.
No, she was. You know what I mean?
Like that's the person that she wanted. Yeah.
She wanted him to just be like, yes, because Trump would have just been like, yeah,
Oh,
you're not
yeah,
from
yeah.
here. Where's the birth certificate?
Yeah.
You know, because that's literally what he was doing at the same time.
But no, he was respectful about it.
Yeah.
And that's something that's very lacking in these new debates.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's really bad. I don't even know what to say. I was gonna compare it to like rap feuds, but at least they're entertaining.
Yeah.
and not sad.
And not what our country like. It's not at that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a full country is not behind Drake. You
Yeah,
know what I
there's
mean?
no way. Yeah. But a full country is behind Kendrick.
Yeah. Oh, facts. That's spot on.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. I like that a lot. That's very, very, very funny.
Yeah. I was gonna swear, but I can't. I was gonna swear.
But like, what can take us out of this, man?
You know what could take us out of us? Praying.
Praying?
Yeah.
Just everybody just get in a circle and like pray.
Because there's a new kid in town.
What?
There's a new kid in town.
What does that mean? A kid who's praying?
No, it's to pray to.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Catholic Church just recently recognized a new saint.
Like Kanye West's kid?
Man, if that kid got turned into a saint, Kanye would go crazy.
Dude, the conspiracy people would go insane.
They really, really would, because it would just be like, for sure, something in 666, secretly a devil,
Yeah.
while also being secretly a reptilian,
Yeah,
while
yeah.
also secretly being a Nordic for some reason.
Yeah, and then like somehow Thor's in there for some reason.
Yeah.
And then dragons involved.
Yeah, oh, dude, we gotta bring back dragons, actually.
TikTok is trying really hard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
No, they're real, man. They're real.
But yeah, no, the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, I think, is the current guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they
The
recently...
guy who claims to be from Italy, but he's actually not. We talked about this once.
So, yes, Pope Francis and a group of cardinals recently approved for this kid. His name is Carlo Acutis.
Okay.
He was an Italian boy. He was 15 years old when he died of leukemia in 2006.
I was going to say was?
Yeah,
But-
it was. He passed away in 2006. He was 15 years old. But when he was alive, he was referred to as like God's influencer because he was like...
Wait, I thought that was that Garcia guy.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
So he was a devout Catholic. He taught himself programming when he was young, and he created websites with like a spiritual focus. I'm reading this as from NPR.com.
Okay.
And he created a website. One of them was a database of miracles.
Okay.
A database of just recognized miracles.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he is credited with helping homeless people and defending victims of bullying during his lifetime. And here's the thing. So when you become a saint, you need to have 2 miracles attributed to your corpse.
To your corpse.
To your corpse.
What does that mean?
After you die, somehow your body needs to have committed 2 miracles. And apparently his did.
Which were? Because like I can't imagine like if it like stands up. Is that part of it?
No. Okay, so...
'Cause that just sounds like The Walking Dead.
Okay, so the process to become a saint is that the Pope must declare a deceased person venerable, which is a formal recognition that they lived a heroically virtuous life.
Which he did.
Which he did. And usually saints, they get credited for like spreading the word of God by creating websites and all this stuff. Yeah, he did spread the word of God. Probably way more than all the saints ever did when they were alive, like the ones who were real.
Because they had more reach.
Because they have way more reach. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they had to go literally door to door.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So we had that. And then they have to be recognized as blessed, which means that they have taken part in a miracle, which is usually considered like one of them is like healing.
Uh-huh.
And I guess he was recognized that he interceded from heaven in 2013 to save the life of a Brazilian child who was suffering from rare pancreatic condition. Yeah, the Vatican said that the 4-year-old, the boy's name was Mateus Viana, that he was healed after praying to Acutis and coming into contact with one of his relics, a piece of his clothing.
Whoa.
That's sainty as...
Wait, so did that person who prayed to him know him?
Like-
or just randomly was like, I'm going to pray to this person?
You know what? The details are muddy.
Okay.
Because it's the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And then there was a second miracle which was attributed to him in May of this year. Wait, when was this article written? Let me just double check. This article came out July 1st, 2024.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Exactly 1 year ago.
2024.
Today.
July 1st? Wait, this article was written... Yeah, it's July. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so, damn. I'm like...
Wow, I really thought that we were in 2025. I said a year ago today.
We're both on like 5 hours of sleep.
Facts. And
Yeah.
I'm hungover as well.
Yeah. So, and then the second miracle was attributed to him in May of this year. A girl from Costa Rica suffered a serious head trauma after falling off a bike in Florence. But then she recovered against the odds after her mother prayed at his tomb in Assisi. So I guess once he was...
Is that a city?
No, in
Assisi?
In Assisi. Yeah, I guess it must be Assisi. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that she prayed to him, and apparently the kid was healed. Wow.
What?
The last person who was pronounced the saint was an Argentinian woman from the 18th century.
Wow.
That's how...
That's a long time ago.
Oh, okay. But she was announced to be one in February of this year.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
It's like the WWE Hall of Fame.
yeah, way later. Yeah, way later.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, like that's the thing is that like you have to live a virtuous life.
Yeah.
Spread the word of God. Be recognized by the Pope, and then once you get recognized, I guess they like put your name out there, and then 2 people prayed, and apparently 2 miracles were attributed to his death. And so yeah, no, like he is gonna be canonized probably sometime in 2025.
Canonized is what they said, or is it because you watch a lot of Marvel?
Canonized means added to the official story. That's what that word means.
Oh, it came from like a real word.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
thought it was like a
canon.
straight up just like a Marvel thing, like
No.
the canon event.
No, he's not 612 Peter Parker.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so he's going to be added as officially part of the canon.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait.
You can literally, I know who I'm going to pray to next time I'm trying to catch a shiny Pokemon.
Don't do this.
He loved Pokemon. I'm always saying that because he loved it.
Okay.
When he was alive.
Yeah.
He loved video games. And like they say that he loves Super Mario, Pokemon, and something else, but I'm just like, he loved Call of Duty too, but they're like not going to put it in there.
GTA 5.
He's for sure loved GTA.
Yeah.
He was 2006, 15 years old.
Oh.
He was playing GTA.
GTA like what, 3?
Something like
At that point, maybe?
Hang on.
Vice City boy.
He was a Vice. He must.
He
have
had to have been.
He had to have been. But they're of course not going to put it in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're liars.
Unless he was straight up a virtuous person. And like he was just like, this doesn't attract me.
Every 15-year-old boy needs an outlet.
Yeah, but this guy became a saint.
Yeah.
He's built different. He doesn't have our same like wants.
You know what's so funny is that like I was telling my friend Alonzo about this. He asked me like, "Do you think he knows?" Like up there, and I was like, "Probably." Like
has to have.
like he's gonna get like I think when the halo shows up, like that's probably a sign.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Everybody gets a halo," and I was like, "No, only the holy people get a halo."
Yeah, if you never played the game, you don't get one.
That kid for sure also played Halo.
Stop.
And you're so afraid.
Yeah, I am,
of saying his
dude.
name in vain now.
Yeah, dude, I am.
You just found out today.
I know, but still,
And
you gotta put respect on their names now.
and I was like, it's crazy that you think that we would get Halos. And he was like, why not? And I was like, oh, were you married when you lost your virginity? And he was
Oh,
like, that
gosh.
doesn't count. I'm like, it does though.
Not if you ask for forgiveness. Not if you ask for forgiveness.
So yeah, no, I think it's absolutely like fascinating. Like this kid, this 15-year-old kid. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, no, wait, hang on. He loved playing video games. He did like playing Halo.
Really?
They're officially recognizing that he loved Halo.
Okay, so it's like it's canon that he liked Halo.
Yeah, he liked Halo. He
Okay.
liked Super Mario and Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah. He also
Dang.
played the saxophone, and he loved soccer, and he loved dogs.
Whoa, I love the saxophone.
I love. There should be more saxophone in music.
They really, yeah, 100%.
100%. Okay. Yeah. No. It was. He died in October 2006. Dude, just days after falling ill, everybody thought he initially had like the flu, but then it turned out to be acute myeloid leukemia.
Dang. He didn't know about it until it was like too late.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sad.
That's really, really sad. So, and the reason that his body was in Assisi was because he actually specifically requested to be buried there.
Whoa.
Because he was specifically devoted to Saint Francis of Assisi. So
Oh, wow.
he was reburied there in 2007. Wow.
Yeah, see, so he's built different.
He actually is built different.
Like for me, if like somebody asks me what I want to be buried with or whatever, like, I'm gonna say like PlayStation 5
Yeah.
that I didn't get in my lifetime.
Okay, here's what's actually like super crazy.
What?
So his body was exhumed in 2019 and transferred to a shrine at the Church of Saint Mary Major, the very spot where Saint Francis, which was like his favorite saint, I guess, is said to have shed his luxurious clothing for a habit by way of renouncing his wealth. His body remains on display in a glass case,
Whoa.
wearing blue jeans, an athletic zip-up, and Nike sneakers. Isn't that crazy?
That's actually so strange.
right.
That means like people like years and years, like centuries from now,
Are gonna at
see
least
that.
they're gonna see what he's wearing,
They're
and
gonna see Nikes.
yes, and because of his religious status, they're gonna work to maintain his clothing, so that way
Yeah.
they don't like break down.
Whoa.
Isn't that legit crazy? Like it's fascinating.
Because like we're used to seeing like these saints and stuff in like these drapes of like clothing, like
Yeah.
sandals and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like now they have full on Nikes.
Yeah, like yo, that saint was really good at sniper shots in Halo.
Dude, what is going on? This is real.
This is real.
This isn't like no like April Fool's joke that's
No.
like late.
No, This has been in the works for a minute, dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, like he is a saint, and he's going to be remembered forever for as long as there's a Catholic Church.
That's so strange.
And I remember when I like first heard about it, like there were jokes about it, like on X, formerly known as Twitter, just being like, new lore added? Finally.
Finally, an update?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to lie, I might try and visit this sometime.
Yeah, wait, where is it?
It's in Assisi, which I think it's in Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
Man, is it up like already? Like, can you go and see this?
Hang on. You can visit it.
Wow.
Yeah, they said that more than 41,000 people visited his tomb during the celebration of his beatification in October of 2020, despite COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, and his website is still around, and it's been translated into numerous languages, and it's the use of a basis for a traveling exhibition, and he has statues in Scotland and Ireland now.
Wow.
And with Pope Francis even blessing one headed for an orphanage in Cairo.
Yeah, this is like crazy.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
This is an incredible story. And, you know, I don't know what he's going to be the patron saint of, because they all got to be a saint of something. But yeah, no, here's the kid.
Wait, he died at how?
He was 15.
He does not look 15.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like
He looks like one
Tom Cruise.
You know, I can kind of see. He looks like he would have been a Disney Channel kid.
Yeah.
He looks like Phil of the Future.
He does.
He looks like Phil of the Future.
He somehow looks like he fits like in the 90s.
Yeah. And like his parents are still around.
That is even weirder. Like
Yeah.
your kid, okay, it's already sad when you outlive your kid.
Yeah.
But then like when your kid becomes a saint, who do you talk to about this?
I don't know. I don't know, but like you definitely like show up to church with like
An ego.
with like an ego. With an ego. You sit front row every Sunday.
Yeah. You make people stand up. For sure in your spot.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody stands up and like pays attention like they're the president.
Yeah.
Like they're like the general coming in.
Yeah. You
And-
walk in with like a certain like arrogance about you.
Like you're like, my kid is for sure better than yours, and
Yeah.
I'm a better parent than you.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a saint.
I made a
Like
saint.
I birthed a saint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's absolutely.
You have bragging rights forever.
Yeah.
That's actually so-
He was named I think he's like a patron of Portugal, of Lisbon, Portugal.
Wow.
So maybe he knows Ronaldo.
Stop. Just because they're from there doesn't mean they know Ronaldo. It's like in the episode when you guys like found out that the Pope was from like Argentina or something. You're like, wow, Argentina and Messi? Like as if that's the only people that come out of there.
But yeah, no, I'm absolutely fascinated by this story.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a new saint that you can pray to who so when I said if you want to pray next time you get a shiny,
Yeah.
talk to Carlo.
Like, yeah, you could pray to somebody who's younger than you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're listening to this, you're most likely older than him.
Yeah.
That's
he was 15.
wild.
So in 2006, so what year was that make him? Like,
Ooh, I'm bad at math.
I'm bad at math too. I think that's like 1991.
Ooh, probably.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm
1991.
gonna go with yeah.
That's 91.
Come on, I'm gonna try.
So he was like 4 years older than me.
Wow.
Yeah. What am I
That's
doing?
wild.
I'm not a saint. What am I doing?
Don't make it about you, dude.
But yeah, no, I was telling people about this at work and they all thought I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. Because this is something to be sarcastic about. You know what I mean? Like it's like, all right, Patrick, it's
Yeah.
your shenanigans again. Like, you know, he's talking weirdly about the Christian church. Catholic, sorry.
But do you think, he was 15?
Yeah.
He was a teenage boy.
Yeah.
Do you think he ever played like Hot or Not?
Dude, we're not gonna. No, I don't want to talk ill of him. I'm scared now. I'm scared.
He's not a vengeful
Yeah,
saint.
okay, I know. You're trying to find a transition into our next game. Just get there. Just get there.
Just never be on the other side of Halo and you're fine.
Yeah. Last week we played Hot or Not.
Yeah, no, it's everyone's favorite game that they love to play with only one hand.
Stop.
I feel like that's fine.
Okay.
It's Hot or Not.
Yes.
We've all played it when we were kids.
Uh-huh.
You just compare two things and you just kind of debate, but we're not going to talk about people.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about things.
Yeah.
Random, dumb, absurd concepts. All right, Alex. What's hotter?
Okay.
Putting on an outfit that lays on you perfectly
Ooh.
or pulling off a perfect set at the gym?
Ooh. you're speaking my language. You're speaking my language because I've been a working out boy lately.
Yeah, it's all vanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like what kind of vanity?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
your brand of vanity?
Ooh, it's so good when like you're working out and like you push with all your might and you actually like get a new PR
Yeah.
and you're like solid. Like
Yeah.
you feel so confident. You're like, dude,
Yeah.
I just did that.
Yeah.
I hope somebody saw that because that for me was hard. For all you guys, no, it was like it was easy work.
Yeah, for you it's light work.
Yeah.
for me it's a step up.
Yeah, for me it's like an accomplishment. Yeah.
For me,
but,
I'm doing things different today.
but I think I'm gonna have to go with the clothes fitting perfectly.
Yeah, there's just like the amount, like when you put on an outfit,
Yeah.
and you walk into a room, you walk in there like a parent where your kid turned into a saint.
You got a certain amount of confidence
You
now.
got a certain amount of swag,
Yeah.
dude. You glow.
Yeah. You glow.
Not from the halo,
Yeah, no,
just from the drip.
Yeah, from the drip. Dude, 100%. Because even if you're not in like a good physical condition, in physical like peak or whatever, like if you're wearing something that makes you look good, you still could look like that, you
Yeah.
know? You still could have a good frame. Like if it sits you perfectly and like you just feel more confident. Yeah, so I would have to go with the fit.
Yeah, no, the fit's way hotter.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
it's like you just feel so. It's just there's nothing like it.
Yeah. And the second one?
What's hotter, scratching a mosquito bite, or seeing the server bring your food?
I'm not a fan of scratching mosquito bites.
There's something like kind of toxic about it,
Yeah.
because it feels good, but it's bad for you.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't like scratching it because I feel like it's going to like explode. And I don't want it to get
Wait,
infected.
don't they just say that like it just scars and like potentially becomes affected?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like scratched one until it's scarred
No.
or got infected.
I never did because I was always scared of that happening. So what I would do is I would slap it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, if you ever get one, slap it. It feels like you're scratching it, but you're not, and it's just like it stings in like a perfect amount. You know what I mean? In like a perfect way.
I'm an X person
Uh-huh.
where I dig the nail in
Ooh.
and then I cross it to make an
I've
X.
heard of this technique.
Yeah, and then I just kind of stare at it because
Yeah.
it doesn't go away actually for
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't have any on me right now because
Yeah.
I've been not going out much. But yeah, no, like that's pretty dope. But however, when you see that server,
Yeah.
with all the plates,
Ooh.
and one of them's yours,
Yes.
and it's steaming,
Yes.
and it's like you've been craving that all day,
Exactly.
yeah,
It hits.
it hits hard.
When you're with your friends and you're just like, guys, I'm starving. Let's get something to eat, you know? And you just see it coming your way. You're like, this is why we're here. And it's peak.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but we eat out a lot.
Yeah.
But I could be mid conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Exactly.
Because I watch the
Yeah,
food.
yeah, yeah.
And
Like-
I feel like I make the server uncomfortable. But it's not you. I'm not staring at you. I'm staring at the food like a different kind of dog.
You're staring at the food the way dogs stare at food.
Yeah, the way that a man stares at a scantily clad woman. Is that not okay?
I don't know.
All right, okay, so that's hotter is the food.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Food.
All right, last one. What's hotter, biting into a jelly donut or squeezing a lime and feeling all the juices pour out?
Juices, for sure.
Yeah.
As a Hispanic boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, like a meal is not complete until you put the limon on top of it.
100%,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's good with hot Cheetos. It's good with you put it in a Moscow Mule because that's what I
Yeah.
primarily drink. It's good. It's good on some.
Yeah, like every drink has lime in it now.
yeah, because they're stealing.
It just no, but like it's just because it like fits every drink perfectly.
yeah, it captures. It's like citrusy. It's summery. It's
Yeah.
a bright color.
Exactly.
Dude, like you're
It
like
just always hits.
it always hits every single time. Even if you don't even use the lime, just it's like aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Sometimes just drop it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like I remember like there was like this boba spot that I went to where they put the lime in the drink. It just floats around. It's like little circles.
And
And,
the
I'm just
coconut
like,
and they shook it all up.
and it just hits. Like it's just like the best. I'm just like, this is genius.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I wish we thought of this.
Yes, and the other option was what?
Biting into a jelly donut.
That's so good though. But yeah, 100% the lime.
The lime.
The lime.
Everything
It's
about
peak.
the lime is
Yes.
yeah. The jelly is mid.
Yeah. No, jelly's good.
Jelly's mid.
But it reminds me too much of like when you're at like a family function or some type of event and like your parents are like lit and they're just like, let's go home at 2 a.m. And then you talk them into getting you like a jelly donut. And that's when it hits the best.
That is a very specific.
Yeah. Somebody out there relates to it.
Yeah.
Somebody out there relates.
Yeah, 100% the line. All right, and that's all I got for today.
All right. I like that.
That was a good
game. Good round.
Yeah.
This was like a quick one, I feel.
Yeah.
It flew by.
Yeah. I'm still gonna be thinking about that Saint.
Me too.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And I'm going to apologize right after this podcast to him.
You know what's so crazy is that you know how you can get like saints like on a chain?
Yeah.
He's gonna be put on one of those.
Oh, you know what I'm worried about?
What?
What if like rappers start to like represent him, but like in a bad way?
Why rappers? Why was that the first place you went to?
Because rappers like they'll like jump on anything. You know what I mean?
Rappers would be the last thing that they jump on. I don't think they know about this.
No, there's somebody out there who would find out about this, I feel.
Okay.
And they'd rep him. I'm calling right now. It's going to be G-Eazy. I'm just kidding.
Well, then he gets the Jesus treatment where he just gets dragged along to everybody else's nonsense.
Yes.
I don't think Jesus likes the fact that he's on flags holding AR-57s or AR-15s.
G-Eazy?
Jesus.
Oh, people do that?
Yeah, the far right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do that.
And they're about to start because Trump might come back.
But anyway, he might protect us. Carlo Acutis.
Yes.
Yes.
Protect us from everything that's coming up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, let's power this guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give him some extra juice.
Yeah, I guess we could end it there.
Yeah,
That
no.
was the show. That was the podcast.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of powerful figures. We talked
Yes.
about the presidents.
Mhm.
We talked about a new saint.
Mhm.
And we talked about Nagi.
Yep. This theme was powerful people.
Powerful men.
No, not man, dude. But you know what? Yeah.
We just keep winning.
Stop. All right. This was Alex.
This was Patrick.
And James is somewhere out in the ethos.
Yeah, somewhere off world.
Yes.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Yes. Bye. Take care.
Bye.